Hello, bingo fans, and welcome to yet another triple bingo match. I am here commentating once again. Awesome Agron is here, and today we got KeiperDontCare versus GamePro. I think, again, this is going to be a very heated match, and we'll just have to see what's going on. Let's take a look at this card. So, my first thoughts are, it's okay. I don't think there's anything too annoying on here. 95 moons total might be problematic. Could potentially be problematic. Let's see. What else do we got here? I see 7 8-bits, I see 5 multi-moons. Those could potentially work well together since a lot of the 8-bits are on the peace route. Let's see if there's no seaside locked. So I see Captain Toad's seaside in bottom right. I see an uncorked 2 fountains. I see 6 moon snow. And it doesn't look like there's no seaside locked, but there's also 195 moons total. They could potentially work this together, but personally, I don't know if that's a good idea, so I'm gonna click those as well, and let's see if we can make something happen without touching Snow Seaside or those. Doesn't look like it. It looks like the squares are placed in such a way where we gotta go to Snow or Seaside or do 95 or 100 moons total. So, with that in mind, we might be looking at Seaside. I think Seaside might be the play here. 7 8-bits with the 5 multi could work. I could definitely see that. So maybe they could do something like C2. Let's see. C2, BLTR, Row 5? The thing is, when I see 5 music notes in 8-bits, I like putting those together, because it's almost always that these two goals work well together, since 2 of the music notes are inside 8-bit sections. So you should maybe try and work something with that. The problem with that here is C4 is kind of stinky. You got an unnecessary cap revisit with 15 regionals cap. It is fast, but also still kind of yuck. And then we also have Plant 1 Lake Seed, which is just, no. Don't plant the Lake Seed. Don't plant the Lake Seed. Yeah, and then another thing to note that I completely disregarded is the all regional coins in 2 kingdoms, which literally doesn't work with anything on the card. There's no total regional count or anything. So, this in mind, this board's kind of a mess, actually, the more I look at it. So it looks like they're gonna go to Seaside with at least 1 revisit. Whether that be Cap or Catch the Rabbit Loss. Yeah, I wouldn't try and do 100 moons with the all regionals. I can maybe see the 195 moons playing here. They could actually potentially make this work. There is 20 Lake on this board, which is relatively okay. In terms of early finish, I probably wouldn't go for that, because it does need the 100 moons total. And the all regional coins in 2 kingdoms, so just, no, don't do that. So, I'm thinking something along the lines of BLTR, Row 5, because I still want to make this 8-bit and music note synergy work, so I think I would go with something like Row 5, BLTR, and I'm trying to think of my last line here. I guess C2? Yeah, that's not terrible. I don't completely hate it. And my extra multi-moon would be Wooded Piece. Yeah, that's right. We can already see what Keiper's doing already, because he does have his board on the layout. Very interesting. So we already know what Keeper's doing. We won't be playing any mind games there. So, no mind games for Keeper. We already know exactly what Keeper's doing. He's doing C2, R3, and R5. Yeah, that does look pretty solid. I will give him that. I'm not a big fan of the 100 moons total. I'm really not. I feel like that should be avoided. But at least he has some smaller moon goals to work with it. And as long as he commits and... Oh, he switched it. He switched it. He's still doing the 100 moons total, but he swapped to BLTR. Yeah, I'm still going with my initial pick of C2, Row 5, and BLTR. I feel like if music notes and 8-bits are on the same board, you should really try and make them work. That is true. 100 moons is not that many if you're going to Seaside. You complete Metro any percent with 75 moons, so you only need to collect 25 extra. That's not bad. Yeah, I personally wouldn't do the 100 moons total here. I just don't think there's enough to really make it work, and I feel like if the runners were going for it, they would have spent a little more time in Cascade collecting some moons there. Because Cascade is one of the faster kingdoms to just get moons in. It's not that it's bad. Well, it is bad. But, like, the runners can definitely make it work. I'm not denying that. I just don't think I would do it on this board. Yeah, and again, the other reason why I'm going with my route is because of the 8-bits and music note synergy, the extra multi-moon being, Wooded Peace, since we're already heading to the top of the kingdom. Well, are we? No, we're not heading to the top of the kingdom. We're getting the 8 moons from Nuts. Okay, that's actually a tough question now. Do I do Showdown, or do I do Wooded Peace? I feel like I would do Wooded Peace still, just because we're spending a bit of time in sand getting those sub-areas. But keep in mind, by doing Wooded Peace versus Showdown, no matter what, we are getting an 8-bit with that synergy. So either way, we are working an 8-bit into that route. Now, in terms of what the runners are doing, again, we already know what Keeper's doing. GamePro is still kind of a mystery. I don't think he knows yet. He hasn't, like, done anything that can potentially hint at what he could potentially be going for, really. E2 R5 BLTR. Someone in chat literally just stealing the route that I just said. Oh man, dude. Now I feel what Troy was feeling last board when I unintentionally stole his route. Really? You would do the Metro finish with all regional coins in 2 kingdoms and 100 moons total? Are you nuts? No. No. Dude, there's no way you would commit to that, right? Surely you would not be committing to that. So GamePro is doing sub-areas. I don't know if he's doing all 6. I'm sure we'll find out soon. Yo, Carlier, I think you got the wrong card, bud. Look, I will not bring that up here. It's not on the card. I'm not focusing on it. That should be the 5th multi. No. There is an 8-bit there. You do it for chat. Are you sure you're done? I don't think you're done. I don't think you're ever done. Keeper actually warped all the way back to the town from one of the sub-areas that he was in. I'm not entirely sure why he did that. I don't know, I guess he didn't grab any other checkpoints, and he wanted to warp out. Yes, we need to get the Festival 8-bit. No, chat. It's bad and slow. There's no way. No, we can't do that. Couldn't be me. Anyways, GamePro did collect some sub-areas, so... if he, he had second thoughts about Flowing Sands, but he is committing to it, so... And, Keeper's buying Jaxie. We can only assume it's for the sub-area. That actually begs the question, though. He only has 13 moons right now, so what is he gonna finish off Sand with? I guess he could go into the shop and purchase a moon with the costume. I could potentially see that. It's only 4 costume sets, though, so... I don't know. There are hats on this board as well. I guess you can make that work. 10 moons from 8-bit sections win? Oh, dude, that would literally be one of the worst goals in normal bingo. 100%. You'd be forced to do so much stuff that you wouldn't want to do. Because that's literally every 8-bit except for one of them. Because there's 3 in Seaside. Wait. No, every one of them except for 2 of them. You can get 12 up to Seaside and 11... No, not 11. 10 for Snow. Oh my god. That would be literally one of the worst goals ever. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, there's 3 in Seaside. There's a Timer Moon that also counts as an 8-bit in a crevice by Hot Spring Isle. It's one of the coolest moons in the game because it's literally one of the only 8-bits that acts as a timer challenge. Little known fact. Yeah, most people don't know about that one because it's pretty much never went for ever. I try to do it if I have 8-bits and timers on the same card and I'm going to Seaside, but, like, it's just not that good. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sport either, to be honest. I still think if I were doing this, I'd be doing C2, Row 5, and BLTR. But even that still just has problems. I don't think there's, like, a clear-cut winner here. I definitely still like the route that I picked the best, but it's still not that good. There is no winner here. It's one of those cards where you're just gonna have to pray that you find something that you like the best. So it's weird that we can see exactly what Keeper's going for, because now there's, like, no surprise when he marks a square. It kind of takes, like, some of the fun out of it as a commentator. You know, I really like the mind games when the runners try and throw me off my prediction game of what they're trying to do. You would do row 2 over row 5? Really? Wait, you're sure about that, right? All regional coins in 2 kingdoms plus 20 lake? What? Carlier, you're joking, right? There's no way that's true. There's no way. Really? I'm baffled by your decisions tonight, man. Absolutely baffled. Yeah, the problem with the all-regional coins and Two Kingdoms is it literally has nothing to synergize with on this board. Not a single square works with it. Not a single square. So, Keeper going back to cap. Expected. We already knew that he was going to do this. He has it marked on his square. There's no surprises. It's so sad. GamePro just moving on to Lake. So it looks like GamePro probably doing TLBR. So he will be catching the rabbit and loss. And that also means he's going to snow. Huh. Interesting. If we see him plant the Lake seed, I might have an idea on what his route is, and I'm not a fan of it at all. I really hope he's not doing what I think he's doing. Glad I could get you to make some sense out of the situation. It's all good, man. All in good fun, right? Yeah, what's concerning me is GamePro might be thinking of doing either the triangle or something like row 1, row 3 BLTR. No, he can't do row 3. Seaside. So I guess the right triangle. Oh, I really hope it's not that. BLTR row 1, C5. I mean, it's not completely out of the question. I guess he could do C3. I could see C3 here. C3 is not terrible. Like, if he is going for the 95, it would be smart to combo it with the 20 lane. I can definitely see that. So that's going to make things interesting, because we know Keeper is not going for 20 Lake. So GamePro likely going to be spending a bit more time in Lake Kingdom. I think C3 can work, though. I wouldn't be too upset if he did C3. Because he's getting the moon synergy at the very least. And then he can also do... No, he can't do that because he's going to snow. I guess he could still choose to do something different at this point, but him doing both of those goals in the TLBR diagonal does suggest he will be going to snow. I don't know if I agree. But we'll just have to wait and see. There's still a lot of possibilities that GamePro can take this. It's a little early to tell. I think we're being a little too hard on his judgment with how little we know. And again, I can't say anything about Keeper because we know exactly what he's doing. Ooh, that's an unfortunate bonk on GamePro's side. Not quite being able to climb to get the crates. It's not worth it. He's still... No, okay. He's ignoring it. Huh. If he was over in that direction, and he is going for 20 Lake, I find it weird that he would just ignore it. So that now makes me think he's not doing 20 Lake. In which case, I have no idea what GamePro is doing. GamePro collecting coins, likely because he's doing costume sets? Potential. You could buy them with regionals, of course, but you can also buy up to 4 costume sets with coins if you're going to Snow, or 5 if you're going to Seaside. The 5th one being the pirate costume, which is exclusive to Seaside. Well, exclusive if you go to Seaside first. Both runners collecting Lake Regionals, so this does suggest that they might be trying to combo the Lake Regional goals. So I believe there's 2 Lake Regional goals on the board. There's the 10 Lake and the 30 Lake. Well, GamePro might be. We know Keeper's not. Keeper's just going for the 30. But I could potentially see GamePro getting both the 30 and the 10, which, again, really suggests that he is doing the diagonal. But again, if he's going for 30, we could be seeing Snow plus Seaside, which I almost never approve of that decision. Okay. Getting the 12 Lake. That makes sense. Actually going through the painting. There are warp painting moons on this board. I think there are. Are there? There must be. Yeah, okay, there are. It's in row 4C1. Okay. Oh, GamePro, be careful there. Do not fall off of that platform without grabbing the checkpoint. That would be such a huge mistake. Huge mistake that would be. GamePro capturing Lakitu. There are unique captures on this board, so we could potentially see him going for that. I'm really conflicted what he's going for right now. Because his route suggests he's doing both Snow and Seaside. Plus Rabbit Lost Revisit? Ooh. Okay, wait. There might be a saving grace here. He could be doing C1, C2, row 3. That's actually not bad. I can see him doing that. That's actually passable. I'll give him that. He's still getting the 100 moons total, which is kind of gross, but at the very least, he hopefully won't be doing both Snow and Seaside. I'm sorry that I've been focusing on GamePro so much. It's just we know exactly what Keeper's doing, so it's not as exciting. So Keeper collecting his wooded regionals. Well, they'll both be collecting wooded regionals. Now I know what you're thinking. Agron, you disregarded the all regional coins in Two Kingdoms because there's no regional synergy on the board. Yes, I did. So why wouldn't that logic apply to wooded regionals? There's no synergy for that either. And you would be correct. However, there is one thing that makes this better than all regional coins in Two Kingdoms. Wooded regionals are pretty quick. Most of them are pretty much in the direction of where you're going throughout the kingdom. This is easily one of the better kingdoms to get a lot of regional coins in. There's like 75 really fast ones. So, with this in mind, 60 wooded, not an issue at all. All regional coins in Two Kingdoms also has you going for coins that aren't necessarily fast, like the ones inside sub-area. Or, there's a set in Loss that's really annoying. Like, a set of 2 on the tree by main tree. I never figured out how to collect those in my life. Ooh, Keeper's scaring me. Keeper's scaring me, dude. Okay, he made it. Yeah, again, it's more like, you kind of don't really have a choice. You're kind of doing 60 wooded, no matter what, really. Dude, Keeper is scaring me. He's almost fallen into Deep Woods like 3 times now. Keeper, stop. Keeper don't care. Keeper should start caring, dude. Keeper needs to start caring. He scared me so bad. Oh, apparently it's Keiper. My apologies, chat. Keiper don't care. So, let's see. They're pretty much just, getting a bunch of wooded moons that you would expect, and working regionals into it. Not really anything too exciting here. I don't think either of them are going for 7 8-bits, so we probably won't see them go to the top of the kingdom. Keiper having a little bit of issues with the rock moon there. I think he broke the original rock that you would normally use to collect that. So that caused a little bit of issues. Oh, so he is going into Deep Woods. Why is he going to Deep Woods? I guess captures? There's not really much reason to visit Deep Woods on this board. Can't say I agree with this decision. Yeah, there are 22 unique captures, but if you're going all the way to Seaside, that should not be an issue. Yeah, Metro's also a surprisingly good kingdom for regionals, if you know what you're doing. It's really not a bad kingdom for regionals. Without the moons, of course. If you're grabbing moons, makes it a lot more complicated. Because I feel like the moons aren't exactly on path with a lot of the regional sets in Metro. But if you're just going for a bunch of regionals in Metro Kingdom, honestly, pretty good. Pretty fast. So, again, Keiper going into the Deep Woods kind of confuses me. I just don't really see the reason to go to Deep Woods. I guess he's not super confident about the captures. They only need 22. If this was like 28, I'd understand that decision a lot more. But he only needs 22. Anyways. They're both getting their 8 moons from nuts. Moons from nuts are pretty generous in Bingo, considering you get at least 7 in the any percent route, the beginner any percent route, I should add. If you're doing the intermediate route without tree, you're getting 8, I believe. And then if you're doing nut clip or intermediate route with tree, you get 9. So lots of nuts, man. A lot of nuts. Pretty easy goal to go for. Keeper is really doing some interesting wooded things. Not entirely sure what the goal is here. I think he's struggling a little bit with the regional routing here, which is understandable. Potentially not exactly knowing where to get 60 really fast, and just knowing that there were some in Deep Woods plus the captures could, you know, make me understand his reasoning for entering Deep Woods. But this is gonna cost him, because GamePro is making his way through Wooded a lot faster than Keiper. Keiper, not Keeper. It's, as much as I want to say Keeper, it's Keiper. 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 Don't care. Keiper. Alrighty. GamePro almost accidentally buying a life apart. Purchasing hats for that goal. Makes sense. Getting them out of the way. Oh, he accidentally put one on. Don't think that was intentional. Sometimes you're just button mashing through menus and you accidentally put on a hat. In a way, though, it's a nice change of pace. Ooh. Not quite climbing up Wooded Kingdom correctly. It's gonna play it safe with a backflip. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Keiper is definitely not as comfortable with the 60 Wooded than GamePro. That is definitely guaranteed here. Because GamePro was able to work in his regionals a lot more smoothly with the moons he was collecting. Keiper, on the other hand, kind of went out of his way for several regional sets. If they're getting 22 and they're going to Seaside, they are allowed to miss roughly 7 captures, I believe. No, more than 7. More than 7. I believe the runners are allowed to miss about 11 captures if they're going to Seaside. That sounds right. Wait. 29 by picture match. Metro has 4 unique. So 34. Okay, they can miss 12, but they likely aren't doing picture match, and they obviously aren't doing knuckle attack. So I would say they're allowed to miss 9. Yeah, that's the other thing I don't really understand. They both decided to, you know, get the exact number of moons to leave the kingdoms so far. Yet they're going for 100 moons total. It could be that they're planning to just get 18 lost, knowing that that's relatively quick if you know what you're doing. Wait, what? GamePro going back to cap? Why is he in cap? There could only be one explanation. He has debated us and he's doing BLTR. That is the only explanation. Okay, so that makes things a little bit more interesting. GamePro might have decided to change his route a little bit. Has GamePro been collecting music notes, chat? Like, I know he got the Sand sub-area, and he probably got Oasis. How many did he get in Lake? Did he get both of the ones in Lake? Because if he didn't, that could be concerning. Ooh. I know he obviously got the one in the Sand sub-area. We know that. And he probably got Oasis as well. Okay, Keiper's grabbing extra mains. Smart. Okay, he grabbed 4 extra. Not bad, not bad. He did grab both in Lake. Okay. So, that's fine then. Especially if he's going to Seaside, he doesn't even have to waste his time doing Private Room. He can just do the Ocean Surface Dash, is I believe the name of the move. The one by the beach house. So this is still pretty close, to be honest. Keiper probably just a little bit ahead just because he's gone out of his way a bit for more moons, but I think GamePro probably is going to be doing like a 16 or an 18 loss to help his moon deficit here. I could only hope that's his plan. I can only hope, chat. Ooh, messing up Bowser. Hate to see it. Very frustrating mistake. Yeah, I would think he would have that too at this point. I was thinking row 3, but I think he decided 100 moons, not worth. I think I agree with him. So, he'll probably blitz Lost at that point, since he's not going for 100 moons anymore. He's probably just gonna blitz Lost. Just do any percent. He will have to go back for the rabbit, though. So I wonder when he's going to go back to do that. He'll probably just do it immediately to save a moon dump. Yeah, I don't think row 3 is in GamePro's route anymore. It might have been originally, but I don't think it is anymore. He just hasn't really been going out of his way for extra moons like Keiper. And that's kind of something that you just have to do for 100 moons. And again, I think it's possible that GamePro had row 3 in mind initially, but just decided it probably wasn't worth. And I gotta say, I agree with him. Oh, Keiper messing up Meme Tree. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. He just went right through the leaf. Actually, I think he went over the leaf. Yeah, he went over the leaf. Hydration is important, chat. Okay. So, GamePro's probably going to get a little bit of a lead on Keiper here, because GamePro doesn't have to worry anymore about his moon count. He just needs to blitz the kingdoms! Well, it wouldn't be Lost Kingdom in Bingo if you didn't die at least twice. It wouldn't be Bingo if you didn't die in Lost at least twice. Oh boy. Smart move, realizing that he does need to activate Klepto to ensure that he doesn't, you know, get Kleptoed, as we call it. Almost. He caught it, though. He could have potentially still saved himself, because when you grab a moon, assuming you have Cappy, you can throw Cappy immediately. It would have been really sketchy. He probably could have made it work. But good on him for playing it safe. Getting Klepto when you only have 2 moons left, that would not be a good thing at all. So, I think the only thing GamePro really has to do in Metro... No, he doesn't need to do anything in Metro. So maybe this was his plan all along. He's probably just gonna any percent Metro. He really doesn't need anything in Metro. He could choose to do Private Room to get his music notes out of the way, but there is a faster music note mood in Seaside. Sub 50 for GamePro? No way. Not a chance. He's not on sub 50 pace. Sub 55? Definitely. Sub 50? probably out of the question. Most definitely out of the question. Because, it's Catch Rabbit Revisit, obviously. And then on top of that, he's gonna have to, what else is he gonna have to do? He's obviously gonna have to, you know, do 2 story moons in Seaside, so, to uncork those fountains. Yeah, I'm pretty sure sub 50 is 100% impossible for GamePro. Because, like, I think, like, the fastest any percent Metro is, like, 7.5 minutes. Yeah, no way, dude. How do you know the bunny's female? New world record Metro incoming. Dude, imagine if GamePro gets, like, a world record IL. And somehow sub 50's the board. How insane would that be? Imagine. So they are both in Night Metro, but again, Keiper is gonna have to focus on moons, and that's going to hurt him. That bunny is definitely not a dog. Very true, very true. I was just already, you know, pointing out, how do we know the bunny's female? I don't really know, like, the anatomy of trying to figure out rabbits' genders. I'm sure I could Google it and learn. Oh, that'd be interesting. Why does it need to be female? I don't know, man. You look up the definition. I'm not gonna discuss that here. Keiper having a very clean Mecha Wiggler pattern, so that's nice. Oh. Well, it was clean. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, never mind, I'm done. That was only phase 1, I think. Yeah, it was only phase 1, I'm done. Forget it. Yeah, so they are kind of neck and neck, but the problem again arises that Keiper is going to need to collect more moons than GamePro. And I think that's the deciding factor here. Oh, that hurts. 3 cycles are the worst. GamePro having a much nicer Big Order pattern than Keiper. Oh! Dude, that bullet was so close to him. Ooh. Okay. At least it wasn't a 4-cycle, chat. At least it wasn't a 4-cycle. Yeah. That was a really gross Wiggler for Keiper. That definitely hurt him a lot. I feel like his chances of getting the W here is slowly dwindling. I wish I knew, like, what his exact moon count was. Did anyone catch how many moons Keiper had when he left Lost? Because it's possible Keiper already has, like, 70 moons, and then he'd only need, like, 10 in Seaside. he still has to uncork the fountains, so it's like, I don't know. I don't see how he can win this. The ball is definitely in GamePro's court. This is his game to take. Because, again, all GamePro has to do is just do any percent. Keiper might also be able to get away with doing any percent, but again, he will need extra moons than GamePro, and that's definitely going to be the deciding factor here. There's no way around that. Okay. So, GamePro actually collecting story moons. He might just be doing musicians instead of bullet building just to play things a little bit safe. Understandable. Bullet building can be risky. It is faster, but not by much. And the musicians are just a bit safer. Also, everyone loves a bit of OTEP, and yeah. Or yay. Sorry, the drummer says yay. Bassist is OTEP. I don't even remember what the trumpeter and the guitarist do, but you know. They aren't really as important as OTEP and yeah. Yay. Oh my goodness, GamePro was like this close to not making that. That was actually insane. How did that make that? How did he make that? He was like this close to bonking. Oh my goodness, GamePro. Because he's a pro, it's in the name. Chat, you never fail to surprise me. How genius can you get, man? He's already a pro. He's guaranteed to do everything right. I say that as he bonks on the pool fence. Oh my goodness. So GamePro gonna be finishing up with Metro here in a sec. Even though he did the musicians, he still opted to do the timer room later. I guess there are multiple ways that you can go about doing the older version, the any percent route in Metro. I forget which way's faster, doing the musicians first, doing musicians last. I honestly do not remember. It's like, not a lot of people even use that route anymore. Yes, everything. Every single thing GamePro does is considered correct. Including if he dropped everything he was doing right now and went to Festival, it would be correct. Because he's GamePro. GamePro did click Seaside, right? I didn't see it. Pretty sure he clicked Seaside. Good. No accidental snows or seasides, gang. Good. You can just mash B on that menu, and it won't force you out or, you know, click on anything, and then you can just choose the kingdom. I get so upset when people accidental snow or seaside, because it's like, it's so easy to avoid. Well, accidental snow is literally impossible. Bro, imagine accidental snow! It's like, you want to go to seaside, or like, it's like you want to go to snow, but you click seaside. How would you even do that? An accidental snow calculated? I'm thinking about that right now, and like, how would it even be possible to get an accidental snow? Joy-Con drift? You know what? That's a fair point. You know, I'll actually give you that one. Joy-Con drift? I'll take that answer. Oh my goodness. Accidental snow. GamePro knocking out his fountains. He should be finishing very soon. Getting Captain Toad. There it is. GamePro will be finishing up shortly. All he has to do is just grab this story moon right next to Toad. And uncork the fountain, as the name of the moon implies. Yeah, definitely a close match, but Keiper's downfall here was committing to the 100 moons total. Keiper will still be finishing very soon, though. This was definitely close. There it is. 51-51. Very nice. GG's to GamePro. He has finished the race. Mark him as done, and he'll hopefully get a link, and we will hopefully see him do post-game interview. 12 moons? Oh my goodness. It was worse than I thought, chat. I thought he only needed like 8. Yeah, GamePro definitely pulling through. I was a little bit concerned that he was doing row 3 really early on, but, and, you know, he might have still been thinking row 3 at the very start of his run, but then potentially swapped to BLTR, because we did see him go to cap incredibly late. But according to chat, he was collecting music notes the whole time, so maybe he just decided to go to cap later, for whatever reason. To debate me. Debate the commentator, that's what it's all about. Yo, how's it going?
It is going good. I mean,
that's good. Yeah, you won.
Yeah,
right?
Really good. So I thought that we were both going for the exact same route.
Right.
So I was watching him mark everything just slightly before I did, and I was getting nervous. But then I realized he was going for the 100 moons.
That definitely had to make you nervous.
I had it, but yeah, I heard you mention that you about my late Cap visit. Yeah, I straight up forgot that Cap was in the round. Like, just straight up forgot until I saw Keiper mark it off because he did his reason.
Right.
And then, so after I finished with it, I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah, I got to go back and
okay.
Go
did you initially have row 3 at any point?
No.
Okay.
No, I think from the beginning I was doing C1, C2, TLBR, or BLTR. So yeah, I grabbed the music notes in sand with the palm tree in the sub area, and then both the lake ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like forgot about the 15 cap coins for a while.
No, yeah.
But man, I don't know what happened to my early game. I'm assuming you were watching, but I died on the first jump in cap, and then bonked all over cap, and then like just fell all over sand. I panicked because I was about to leave sand with 19 moons, I'm like, oh crud, I need 20.
Oh,
I totally forgot that I was going to go back to lake, but
right.
or go back to sand through the lake warp painting. But GG's on Kuiper finishing there.
Yep. So hopefully he'll be joining us for interview as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. So overall, I think the lines that you picked were pretty good. Personally, I think I would have taken row 5 over C1, but I think that's just a personal preference at that point.
Yeah, the multi-moon moons kind of always scare me off.
If you're going to Seaside, you only need 1 extra, and combining the 8 bits with the music notes is really ideal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But definitely a toss-up. I can see why you would do C1. It's a bit easier to manage. It has a extra revisit with Catch Rabbit Lost and the warp paintings.
Yep.
Definitely added some revisits as well. But overall, I can definitely justify your pick there. Early on, I actually thought you were doing TLBR, which would have forced snow.
I originally was looking for snow because I thought that like C4 seemed like super straightforward, and TLBR seemed super straightforward. Like these are both like really easy, but I couldn't find any other row or column that I thought fit well, and stuff like that didn't also include Seaside was my biggest worry. So, but I originally wanted to do the snow finish, but
yeah, I think the problem with snow on this card, just there only being 1 square to go to snow versus the 2 for Seaside, not to mention the 2 for Seaside actually working pretty well together. Uncorking 2 fountains, not really being that great on its own, but having the Captain Toad Seaside there as well allowed you to, do the ocean surface dash notes, get the 1 fountain near the lighthouse, not the one at the lighthouse, but the one next to the lighthouse, like Stone Seal or something, and then you would go get the canyon as well.
Yeah, the route inside of Seaside was like super easy, which is really nice. But yeah, I thought it was like the 6 moons from sub area comboed really well with 20 moons from sand. The 6 moon sand, and then 6 moon sand also combos with music notes.
Yep.
So, like this worked really well.
I definitely like the sand synergy on this board.
Yeah.
The only thing I was contemplating.
Gets some music notes too.
Yeah. So. The only thing I was like really contemplating with doing row 5 if I were to do this card was, would I be doing Showdown or would I be doing Wooded Peace?
Yeah.
Both viable, by the way. So, Kuiper, what's up?
Hey, so that might have been one of the worst executed sand/wooded kingdoms I've ever had in my life.
Right. Yeah, I did notice that you were going all over the place in Wooded. What exactly happened there? Were you just like not comfortable with getting 60 regionals in Wooded, or?
Well, it was basically I knew I wanted to leave Wooded with about 20 or so moons because I was going for 100 moon goal. But I just, for some reason, I couldn't make up my mind whether or not, like, what order I wanted to go down into the deep woods, because I was also doing 22 captures. So I wanted to go down into Wooded and get the tree, the rock, and the little coin purse guy. So, I kept, like, fighting with myself, like, okay, do I go down after I beat Spewer? Do I maybe clear out a couple things, then jump down there? And then I got sidetracked with those purple coins up near. Once you do the brutal fight where those the tanks spawn, and then
honestly, dude, don't feel bad. Wooded is literally like one of the hardest kingdoms to route in this game.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Like it's such a complex kingdom. There's so many layers to it, and then on top of that, you have the deep woods. It's too much.
Yeah. Honestly, I was really comfortable with the route that I took. Another thing that really irritated me, that was just like a small thing, that lady walking down the street in Metro that blocked Cappy from capturing the island like 6 times. God, what a I don't know if I can swear on this stream, but like
what a woman.
What a woman.
What a woman, dude.
Yeah, what a term for a female dog that
Yep.
woman was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy cow. I threw Cap.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this.
Oh my goodness.
God. I flicked over. First of all, oh my God. Like, by that point, I was like, okay. So when I entered Metro, I was doing some things, and I saw GamePro. You got the bunny and Lost. I was like, okay, we both need to go to Seaside. So if I can just have a really good Metro, I feel like I can route out, you know, some pretty quick moons while also getting, you know, the music note moon, the two fountains I wanted to get, plus, you know, Captain Toad. But man, I landed in Metro, and I didn't get the one cycle because Mecha Wiggler decided to just curl up on himself.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Mecha kind of screwed you over. We definitely saw that.
I was super nervous about that myself. Like going into like Lost Metro, I'm like, wow, this is literally just any percent. I just need to like not screw up. I took a death in Lost. I messed up in Metro Kingdom with Scooter Clip like multiple times. And I was like,
Dude,
it was such a straightforward thing, and I've done it a million times, and somehow I still found a way to F it up.
I also died in Lost. I messed up Meme Tree. I had an intentional death to get up to the top, but I messed up Meme Tree, and I also messed up Scooter Clip. So I had to get my 20-second capture was the RC car dude. Which was not what I wanted at all. I wanted the 20-second capture to be the Gushin in Seaside, but I mean, yeah, it was just that lady, and then I felt good about the rest of my movement in Metro, but yeah, missing the one cycle, missing Scooter Clip, and just the kind of the back and forth. Like, oh my God, getting on top of the arch in sand was impossible. I bonked jumping off that icicle like 3 times. And I was trying to do that because you're supposed to like instantly dive after you get the cap pounds because you have the height to get to it. I still bonked. Like I don't know if they patched like that arch to be like 2 pixels higher, but man, that was frustrating. But I'll tell
all
you
that
what,
collision, man.
It is
kind of hurt you.
Honestly, I feel like with both of our mistakes, GamePro, like us both dying in Lost and the Scooter, I feel like we would have been really, really close.
Yeah,
Potentially, yeah. I think
this
the
is a
deciding
top 50
factor here,
card
though, was the slight difference in the lines. You deciding to go for row 3 with the 100 moons total, I just don't think that was the play. And if you were going to do that, maybe something like C3 would have been better since you were doing 20 Lake. You know, like, since you could do 20 Lake to help towards the 100 moon total.
Yeah,
Lake would have good synergy on this board, so you could have made it work.
Yeah, I definitely could have done instead of the row 3, I could have done column. I think the thing that scared me was the 5 multi-moons, because I have been struggling really hard with IP clip for some reason.
Okay.
Originally, I was going to do row 5. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that, because if I waste like a minute doing IP clip, it's going to tilt me. Even though like 10 regional coins in Lake is like a free space.
Right.
Like, you can
basically a free space, yeah.
Yeah, you can get that so easily. And then you had like the Lakitu, the Lakitu fishing, which is super easy, especially if you're getting extra moons in Lake. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of opportunities to make the 100 moons total work if you were, you know, doing something like C3 and row 3. Like, I think those complemented each other pretty well if you were going to do the 100 moons total.
So,
and it definitely could have been worth it if you know, did that synergy.
So, GamePro, what was the other warp painting moon you got?
I did Lake Clip, and then also got the warp painting moon from Lake to Sand.
Yeah, he went back to Sand for his painting.
Which would have been a really, really good routing decision, because I could have left Sand with 19 moons. I had 19 moons, and that was my plan from the beginning. And then I forgot that was my plan and panicked and went and bought the shop moon instead. But yeah, so I ended up with 21 sand moons. But yeah, so I did lake clip because I'm like, all right, 12 moons in lake. Lake clip is like an easy 2 moons, and it's a warp painting moon. And then after I was done with Rango, I got the notes moon, grabbed my last 6 purples, and then did the warp painting back to sand.
Right.
So,
And
I mean, warp paintings are pretty easy because you can do Metro Kingdom to wooded and lake to sand.
yeah. So, and another thing with, your guys' match in particular is, like, I've commentated a lot of these matches already. Keiper had his card on, like, his stream, so we already knew what he was doing from the start, and that made things
because he had
really
he had the
interesting
card
to commentate, because we already knew what Keiper was doing. I wasn't exactly focusing on his point of view as much, because I was trying to figure out what GamePro was doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to have. I usually will try to make it a little opaque, but whenever I'm doing a bingo, even if it's like a competitive one, I like to have my board on the screen, and just for people that are watching my stream, if they want to know what I'm doing.
No, yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
For layout reasons, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Just in general, that was just like an interesting commentating thing that I didn't exactly experience before, because obviously most runners didn't have a card on their stream.
Well, I'm glad I was the first. I'm glad I was the one that did it. So
the one, the only,
the only one. I tell you what, GG GamePro. That was I'm upset with myself that I messed up so much, because I really feel like even if we don't change our routes, I feel like that could have come down to the wire in Seaside.
Yeah,
And
I honestly thought we were a lot closer when I finally realized that you weren't going for C1, because I thought the whole race that we were doing the exact same thing. So once I noticed that you weren't going for C1, I was like, oh crap! I have no idea how far into Seaside he is. Like he could literally be grabbing the final cork moon at any second and be finishing. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was pretty much the 100 moons total versus the extra revisits that GamePro had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had
it definitely.
I had to go back to Lost there. So. And what else was the extra? Oh, hat and warp painting. The warp paintings were again, it could have been a lot faster if I didn't also have to go back to the thing. My original plan was just to buy all the hats and wooded. Was my original plan.
You also could have chose to do your second warp painting in Seaside, because you wouldn't have had to actually go through a painting to get that with the Gushin.
Oh yeah, I have no idea how to do it. I've never done it before.
Understandable. There's actually several ways to go about it. You can use a fountain, which you can't really do if you didn't uncork the fountain, obviously. There's going, with the lighthouse checkpoint, refills the Gushin, then you can just fly from the lighthouse. Or there's actually a third alternative that I've experimented with, which is actually the fastest. You know how there's the rocket, the sub-area?
Yeah.
You can actually sit the Gushin on top of the rocket, and with the max amount of height from the Gushin, plus a wall jump, you can actually get to the painting from there. It's really cool.
Wild.
Yeah, and it's like 7 seconds faster than the lighthouse CP.
So you have to
now
you
have
to put the Gushin on top of the rocket?
Yep, on top of the rocket, the tip part of it.
That's kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Well, hey, GG GamePro, that was a great race.
Well, hey, look at that. It works.
No, yeah, very, very entertaining race.
If you watch the stream in about, when they listen to it, it'll be, live. But, yeah, it works. What you said works. I just did it. That was easy. Holy cow. Okay. Well, good to know in the future for any time I need more paintings. I'm going to Seaside.
now you guys know I'm sharing my strats. Now I'm gonna get destroyed.
Oh no.
Your one secret weapon, and you just divulged it to
Yeah,
everybody.
I'll see you in the finals there, Agron.
Nah, actually, I have like way more, you know, hidden things up my sleeve that I haven't revealed yet.
Oh.
But that's definitely one of them.
I'm nervous. That gave me chills. I'm a little scared for everybody
All
else.
right, well, with that in mind, follow the runners, follow me if you want. Definitely follow SpeedGaming, and there will be more triple bingo action throughout the rest of the week. At least one match a day.
Don't forget Dre, our awesome verify.
Yes, do not forget Dre doing the tracking work for this match, verifying both of the runners' runs, making sure that they have completed their objectives.
Shout out to Dre, man. That's a very. I mean, we're trying to keep track of our own boards. Dre's trying to keep track of too.
Yeah, I'm excited. My first tracking match is tomorrow. I have 3 like pretty much back-to-back matches that I'm tracking.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, with that in mind, I've been Awesome Agron. My throat is sore. I've commentated 2 matches in a row now, and but you know it was fun. I definitely have a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, signing off. There will be more triple bingo tomorrow, the next day, and the next day after that, and even the next day after that. So stay tuned, fellas. All right.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Of course.